All right, everybody, finding a comfortable position, either seated on a chair or cross-legged on the floor, or even lying down. And whenever you're ready, gently closing the eyes to begin. And starting the meditation by taking a couple of inhales and exhales to yourself. The objective of meditation for pain relief is to practice allowing what is. Many people practice meditation to practice relaxing what is or to try to find peace in some way. But that's not what we're going to be doing with this meditation today. Using the body as a focal point, over and over again, we're going to come back to different areas of the body, notice what occurs, and do our best to allow whatever is arising for us to be there exactly as it needs to be. Perhaps you'll notice fear, perhaps you'll notice restlessness, perhaps you'll notice chaos, confusion, doubt, irritation. Over and over again, we do our best to allow all states of being to be exactly as they are. And when we allow discomfort to be here, sometimes we notice we may feel more uncomfortable. Perhaps the meditation becomes anything but relaxing. Instinctively, parts of us will rush in to try to relax the body, relax the emotion, change what's occurring, and over again, we teach these parts of us that nothing needs to change. Even if things feel really difficult right now, let's teach the mind and body that we can just stay with this difficulty. Meditating in this way consistently teaches the mind and body it no longer needs to give us pain symptoms in the mind and body. When we teach the mind and body that we're okay feeling as many states of being as possible, it no longer needs to create pain. And the way that we practice doing this in meditation is by coming back to the body over and over again. So let's start this body-based meditation for pain relief by taking our attention to the base of the spine, the pelvis, the muscles of the bum. And as you attempt to take your attention to the base of the spine, the muscles of the bum, and the pelvis over and over again, noticing what occurs for you as you attempt to do so. Perhaps when you take your attention to this area of the body, you feel that it feels very relaxed, or maybe it feels not so relaxed. Perhaps you notice big emotions, maybe you notice no emotions, perhaps you can't even notice the area at all and your attention is going elsewhere. Whatever's occurring for you as you attempt to bring your attention back to the base of the spine, the pelvis, muscles of the bum, over and over again, doing your best to allow exactly what's arising to be here exactly as it is. Each and every time you catch yourself getting distracted by thoughts, bringing your attention back to the pelvis, muscles of the bum, base of the spine over and over again. You may need to do this lots and lots of times. And each time you bring your attention back to this area of the body, noticing what's arising for you and doing your best to stay with it exactly as it is. Perhaps you're noticing fear, perhaps you're noticing restlessness, perhaps you're noticing doubt, confusion, irritation. Perhaps you're noticing calm, gratitude, peace. Anything you're noticing in the mind and body, doing your best to allow it to be here exactly as it is. And all the while, on every inhale, we arrive in a new moment. And on every exhale, we leave an old moment behind. Let's bring our attention slightly further up the body now, into the belly and the lower back. What occurs for you as you attempt to bring your attention back to the belly and the lower back over and over again? Perhaps you fully notice the area, maybe the area is numb, maybe your attention keeps going elsewhere. Perhaps there's restlessness, tension, maybe it's calm, peaceful. Perhaps a familiar emotion keeps arising for you. Either way, keep bringing your attention back to the belly, the lower back, over and over again, doing your best to allow anything that's here for you right now to be exactly as it is. Each and every time you notice yourself getting distracted by a thought, gently bringing your attention back to the belly and the lower back over and over again. It doesn't matter how many times you get distracted by thoughts. One of the main skills that we're practicing is the ability to catch ourselves. Bring ourselves back to the body. Keep bringing your attention back to the belly, the lower back, for a couple moments longer. And reminding yourself that whatever is occurring for you right now, whether it's comfortable or uncomfortable, is exactly the state of being that you're practicing to stay with. Nothing needs to change. Feel calmer. Even if you don't feel much of the body or any emotions, that's okay as well. Things can feel completely numb. And all the while, on every inhale, we arrive in a new moment. And on every exhale, we leave an old moment behind. Let's take our attention slightly further up the body, into the chest, the mid and upper back. Noticing what occurs for you as you attempt to bring your attention back to the chest, the mid and upper back, over and over again. Straight away, as I notice my chest and my mid and upper back, I notice anxiety in this area. Instinctively, parts of me try to relax the anxiety, wants the anxiety to move on and go away, and I let this part of me know I understand why it's afraid, why it wants things to change, but for the purpose of this meditation, let's just let the anxiety stay here. Let's see what happens if I allow the anxiety to get as big as it wants and to stay for as long as it wants in the chest. As I stay with this anxiety in my body, I notice that it gets bigger. And still, I do my best to allow it to stay here as long as it needs to. Keep bringing your attention back to the chest, the mid and upper back over and over again, whether you're feeling lots of emotion, little to no emotion, perhaps you're feeling the area, maybe your attention is going elsewhere, whatever is occurring for you, doing your best to allow it to stay exactly as it is. And perhaps it gets bigger, perhaps things stay the same, perhaps things lessen, perhaps they go away and come back. Whatever is occurring for you, by staying with what is and letting it go in any direction, you're teaching your mind and body that this state of being is safe to be with. Keep bringing your attention back to your chest, your mid and upper back for a couple moments longer. And all the while, on every inhale, we arrive in a new moment. And on every exhale, we leave an old moment behind. Even if things feel exactly the same in your meditation, it's perfect exactly as it is. Even if things feel uncomfortable or they felt comfortable and then they've changed, there are no mistakes. Bringing our attention slightly further up the body into the throat, sides of the neck, and the back of the neck. Noticing what occurs for you as you attempt to bring your attention back to the throat and the neck over and over again. Perhaps the area feels calm, collected, open. Perhaps it feels closed, tight, constricted. Perhaps your attention's going elsewhere. Perhaps you don't feel much at all. Perhaps you're feeling very restless. Whatever's occurring for you is your opportunity to teach the mind and body that we can be with this as well. We can let things feel numb. We can let things feel restless. We can stay with anxiety for the 200th time that it's showing up for us right now. Keep bringing your attention back to the throat and the neck over and over again. If you notice yourself getting distracted by thoughts, gently bringing your attention back to the throat and the neck for a couple moments longer. This is an area of the body. It's quite small. A lot of people maybe don't notice this area, and that's okay as well. Just notice what happens when you attempt to bring your attention back to the throat and the neck for a couple moments longer. Perhaps your attention keeps going to that familiar place somewhere else in the body, back to a familiar emotion. Let whatever is occurring for you right now be exactly as it is. And all the while, on every inhale, we arrive in a new moment. And on every exhale, we leave an old moment behind. Let's bring our attention slightly further up the body, into the forehead and to the top of the head. Noticing what occurs for you as you attempt to bring your attention back to the forehead and the top of the head over and over again. What do you notice occurring for you as you bring your attention to this area? Perhaps you notice the area feels chaotic and heavy and busy. Perhaps it feels calm and light and free. Perhaps you don't notice the area at all. Maybe parts of you are trying to change what's occurring, relax what's occurring, hoping that things will move, release, change. Whatever is arising for you as you bring your attention back to the forehead, the top of the head, over and over again, can you practice letting it be just as it is, even if it's busy? Let it be busy. Even if there's chaos, let there be chaos. Even if there's nothing much there at all, instead of searching for something, Can you just let there be nothing? Noticing what occurs for you as you stay with whatever is happening for you in the forehead and the top of the head. Perhaps fear shows up again. Perhaps things feel more intense. Perhaps you consistently notice parts of you that do not want to stay with what is. These parts of you want things to change. Letting these parts of you know that they're welcome as well. We go through much of our life trying to find comfort, trying to be convenienced, and then we do a meditation like this, and suddenly we're teaching the mind and body to stay with things that aren't comfortable. So naturally, we've got very well-trained parts of us constantly seeking a better outcome, a better state of being to the one that we're currently experiencing. Whenever we notice those parts of us, the best thing we can do is to let them know we get exactly why they're here. It makes sense that perhaps these parts of you want things to feel different right now. Makes sense that they may be irritated or afraid or doubtful or confused. Keep bringing your attention back to the forehead, the top of the head, doing your best to allow things to be exactly as they are. And also, letting any parts of you know who want to change things, that you get why they're here as well. All of it is welcome. I'm noticing that my head feels quite busy and naturally parts of me are trying to change it. I let these parts know, no, we're going to stay with this. And the longer I stay with the busyness in the head, it gets bigger, doesn't necessarily get more comfortable. Fear shows up again, there's restlessness in my legs. And over again, I just stay with the next state of being, the next state of being. Keep bringing your attention back to the forehead, the top of the head for a couple moments longer. And all the while, on every inhale, we arrive in a new moment. And on every exhale, we leave an old moment behind. As we near the end of this pain relief meditation, spending the last minute to yourself, noticing where your attention most naturally goes in the body, and doing your best to track any sensations and allow them to be exactly as they are. Perhaps the restlessness, the tension, or the lack of feeling in the body is purposely there to get our attention. Perhaps the parts of us that are trying to change what's occurring for us, even though they have good intentions. For the purpose of meditation, we need to teach them that we're going to let restlessness, tension, or nothingness just be exactly as it is. Now, keeping the eyes closed, placing one hand flat on the chest and placing one hand flat on the belly. With the eyes closed, the hands on the body, and the attention focused inwards, ending this meditation by opening our hearts to someone or something. When I say open our hearts, I mean you can have a sense of gratitude, love, compassion, empathy for anyone or anything. It could be for yourself, for your body, it could be for someone else in your life, a pet, favorite food, favorite color, whoever or whatever you choose, noticing how it makes the mind and body feel. Perhaps it makes the mind and body feel lighter, calmer, full of love and compassion, or perhaps nothing much changes, feels exactly the same. Either way, just notice. Now, whenever you're ready, taking a final deep inhale here and a clearing exhale. In your own time, opening the eyes, coming back into the room, taking a couple of moments to reintegrate back into the room. Thank you for practicing with me today.